Hello and welcome to the Coffee Corner. This is a great day. It's homecoming season. It's a great season. So how about you just grab your cup of coffee? I have my French press right here and one of my other favorite mugs, Aquinas College. All right, let's get going. So today I'm going to talk about homecoming. And so we're walking in this great, awesome event that happens every year, this homecoming event. So I have my St. Mary's hat because snowbirds are having their homecoming this weekend. But to really think about this homecoming that we're going to, we're aiming for a goal. And that goal is always to go home. Where's our true home? Our true home is not a football game as much as everyone will tell you that's where everything is. I love homecoming. I love the pageantry that comes with it. That with the parades, the fun, all the clothing attire that people get into, the spirit wear. It really is just kind of this fantastic moment of escalating towards this game that we don't know what the outcome is going to be, win or lose. How is that going to happen? There is this atmosphere of just great joy that we are celebrating a school and the history of a school for all those people that have gone before us, and then all the people that are still in elementary school and those who are just born that we hope one day will be a part of this great mission for a school. And I know that for just one of those things, when I was at Aquinas College, where I went to undergrad, I was homecoming king there. It was kind of a cool moment for me, just something I never thought would ever happen. Not to tell you that I won a popularity contest, but it's not the point. The point is that the whole event was just something that I fell in love with. Every year that I was at Aquinas, it was just this great moment of seeing the entire week, this campus just erupted with just great splendor. In some regards, that's how heaven is. It's this great homecoming of where we're entering into this the saints are all there, literally. I mean, I did go to Aquinas College Saints, so it kind of fitting. But nevertheless, like all the saints are there. They're cheering for us here on earth. They want us who are here on earth to be a part with them in heaven. And so we are setting ourselves up for goals all the time. Every year at New Year's Day, every year I set goals. It is the worst time of the year to make goals, especially in northern Michigan. It's snowing, it's cold. Unless you're a person who loves the snow, and you are an outdoor activity person within the snow, it's good for you to make those changes. But if you're more like me, and I don't like being cold, that it's not the best time necessarily to set your goals. I always like to set some goals, not always, but I try to set goals in the fall. The change in the seasons, the homecoming season, kind of this end of kind of the summer months and the nice fall months, and we're going into more of our colder months. And so now it's a time to kind of reset these goals. Well, things are starting to change. I can still get outside and walk and do all these hikings and whatnot, but I can also start to kind of think about, well, how am I growing in my faith too? One of the questions that people always ask me is, how do I get through the Holy Bible? It's a question that always everyone says, where do I start? Just open it. Start with the first page. In the beginning, start with Genesis 1. My Bible here, and I think it looks daunting because it's, I think for today's society, books are daunting just in general. This book is 1,500 pages. I think it's 1,585 total. That's including all of the pictures and supplement things that they put in there. So 1,500 pages roughly. Now, if I take that 1,500 pages and divide that by 365 days, I get 4.5 pages a day. So when I break it down, it's doable. 4.5 pages a day, I can get through the entire Bible in 1 year. And now it doesn't seem so daunting now. It seems like a piece of cake, to be able to gnaw on the Word of God, which has been handed down to us, and to be able to get through it. 4.5 pages a day. That's doable. It's not that daunting anymore. 4.5 pages, a 1,500 book can be done in 1 year. That also gets us mind when we start reading. And one of my goals too is to start reading for fun again. So I picked up a book recently, the Inextinguishable Symphony of True Story of Music and Love in Nazi Germany. It's a book I've started, I think, twice. Haven't gotten through it. I've probably got through the first page or chapter. I'm in love with this book. It's fantastic. It's been awe-inspiring to see someone's story life come to life altogether through a time period in history where it was just unraveling before us. It makes our COVID situation seem like nothing when they were taking away, their entire culture was being taken away from them. So it seems, it puts everything in perspective right now, for me anyways. The other thing too that I've been reading is the story of Fatima, trying to get through that as well. The story of Fatima through the words of Saint, no, she's not saint yet, but Lucia, to read her actual words that she has from her very words. And so reading that to kind of go through hand in hand. So we are mind, body, and soul. And all three at the right now, I cannot separate my mind, my body, my soul. And how am I growing in all three to be a holistic person? Am I growing in my faith? Am I growing in my spiritual growth? When was the last time I went to confession? I mean, it's a question we should ask ourselves all the time. When's the last time I got my soul scrubbed? You know, that's a good goal set. The other thing too with setting goals is write them down. My page is blank. You have my mathematics for dividing up the Bible, but it's blank right now. And so my goal is to set down goals, and not only just set them, write them down. How am I growing spiritually? How am I growing in my physical activity? Maybe that's exercise, running, working out at a gym. Maybe it's just expanding my repertoire of workouts. How am I growing in that physical activity in that regards? But then how am I growing also in my studies? How am I expanding in my studies? Those questions that we can ask ourselves. How am I growing? But then put down the concrete ways of getting through it. You know, one of the concrete ways is, for me, this becomes daunting. Just reading a book is daunting. Divide up the pages. Okay, now it becomes doable. And I think once we start to kind of divide it up, and we see, okay, it's not as daunting as what it once seemed. The other goals that we can set for ourselves is how are we growing in the faith, not only in the faith, but also in our relationship with Jesus Christ. Is it growing? Has it grown? Has it grown? That relationship with Christ. And so as this homecoming season is here and it's amongst us, and it's exciting, this great pageantry, and you see all the fans that are there, imagine that's the heavenly banquet, which is trying to welcome you. And are you the one that's going to be welcomed in that moment? And the hope is yes, but we have to ask ourselves these questions of how am I growing along the way? Just as we are in school, as we're growing and learning to get the diploma, the end diploma that we want is the diploma of heaven, the diploma of entering into the great beatific vision to be with Christ forever. And are we on that journey growing with him to learn and to expand our mind, body, and soul so that we can be more like him every day? So I just want to say happy homecoming to everyone. Hopefully you're having a fantastic time. Enjoy it. For the next future homecoming king of St. Mary's, hopefully you become a priest. You'll join 3 other homecoming kings who are priests of the Diocese of Gaylord. So Father Ben Rexroth, Father Peter Wigton, and Father Cooper were all homecoming kings at one time in their life. So have a great day. God bless and love you all.